Hello friends, I'm the 7th level, this is the digital dump, and this game Neverend is a festering piece of shit. This is a roguelike for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita that's available on the PSN for $1.99. And if you spend that much for it, you're still getting ripped off. While the overhead layout might remind you of Zelda, which is clearly where they drew some inspiration here, the quality of the graphics actually looks more in line with what you might see on the Atari 2600, aside from a few particle effects. Oh god. There's only 3 enemy types in this game. Spiders, something that may be a dog or maybe a demon goat, I don't really fucking know, and what are described as zombies but really just look like little green blocks with little white blocks on top of the little green blocks that can kill you in just a couple of hits. Now that's this game's idea of a water effect right there. I thought it might be a teleporting door, but no, that's water and I just drowned. This is a pure roguelike in the sense that when you die you lose everything and go back to the beginning. So there is a monetary system. There are shops where you can buy weapons and combine weapons to get different effects, buy armor, whatnot, even though your shield doesn't really seem to block much of anything. The problem being is that this is procedurally generated dungeons. So you can go through 20 or 30 rooms and never see the shopkeeper. That's just the way the game is. You can also go through half a dozen rooms that have absolutely nothing in them at all. And when they do, it's the same stupid 3 types of enemies that you've seen in every other room where enemies show up. Also, of great contention, this game does have a final boss that you have to beat the game. But guess what? Before you can get to the final boss, you have to go and complete several mini quests. And there's a particular character that grants these mini quests, but guess what? Randomly generated dungeons. Oh look, a zombie just killed me. Randomly generated dungeons, so again, just like with the shop, you may go through 20 or 30 rooms before you ever even get to the character that can grant you these mini quests. So you end up doing a lot of unnecessary repetitive combat with the same 3 enemy types. And as you can see here, the game doesn't even randomize too well. I kept running into rooms with zombies in them. I got killed 2 or 3 times in a row. Eventually you get the hang of that, even though you start out with a stick that don't do any damage. You figure out that you can run up, swing, then back away, run up, swing, back away. You basically do that same thing and you'll win every time. That's pretty much the extent of the combat to this game. But because of the randomness, because of the procedurally generated dungeons, you're going to go through a lot of gameplay that you didn't want to go through, listening to that same song repeated over and over again, which is about 3 to 4 seconds in length, fighting these same 3 enemies, hoping beyond hope that you'll A, find a shop where you can buy a better weapon, and B, find the guild master or whatever the fuck his name is, who's going to give you another quest so that you can finally make it to the boss. That's what this game offers, and that's all that this game offers. It's got trophies, and that's about it. 3 enemy types and a 4-second song. That's what you get for $1.99. And I don't know about you, but even for $1.99, with as many roguelikes as there are on PS4 that are a hell of a lot better than this, that's $1.99 too much. I'm sorry for the short review, but there's nothing else I can really say about this piece of shit. Except perhaps to say this. This has a real my first programming project feel to it. This feels like something that maybe a single person made as their final project in a basics programming class. And if so, whoever you are, random designer, I think this is something that you would have been better off giving away for free just to get feedback on it and then use it as proof of your programming skill, as something that you could show towards a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe for the game that you really want to make, that has actual production values and actual fun and actual gameplay that doesn't reek of shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be mean, but this is not something that you should put out and expect people to pay money for. I'm sorry, it's just not. Raise some production capital, get a good team together, and for God's sakes, next time give us more than 4 seconds of fucking music. Thank you so much. Neverend gets a 1 out of 7. God damn.